And needless to say, I did run into Slick. He was at Campus Square.
Yeah.
While I was
You're
at
not
UJ.
going to get straight to the ramp at Campus
Let
Square.
me tell you, Campus Square is having lunch, right? So I'm walking in, and I'm like, damn, okay, here's my moment. This is why I'm in Joburg, to be honest. Like, I couldn't care less about UJ. Looked at him, I looked at him, and then I'm Zula. Then I was going past the taxis, and then I walked past, and then I walked into campus, and then it was over.
Okay, never mind. It's crazy that the answers nobody had I found when searching for myself. Let's toast to victory. Pick up your glass, show me love for once. Welcome to Choppin It with Bhuda T. I am the Lord of the Entire, the Lord of the Every, the Lord of the Jig, the Lord of the Crisp, Lord of the Mommies, the Lord of the Light-Skinned Baby Daddies, Lord of the Every, Lord of the Swag, Lord of the Baddies, they still fuck with me. I'm here with the Lord of the Baddies. All of this is being said, of course, respectfully. Shake Game On is the verdict, aka Himity the boy, you know how I get down. And with me today on the chop, a chop we've been waiting for a while now, but I'm the Lord of eventually get them to commit and come and chop it. Yanga Chief! Fuck who you saying, eh?
For sure, for real.
Konje, your surname is Nchagaza, ne?
Yes, sir.
I'm right, so I was right.
Yeah,
I got scared of saying...
Pronouncing it.
Yeah.
As long as you don't changa say me, we're good.
They hit you to Nchagaza way.
Yo, they don't know the Nchagaza level.
Yeah, the Nchagaza way. It felt right in my mind, but I was afraid. In the moment, I was like...
me. Ah, man.
I was like, nah, let me not commit.
I get that.
How are you feeling, Femo?
I'm so good, bro. Feeling a little bit older.
Yeah.
You know.
Happy birthday. Thank you for coming. It's his
you.
birthday, by the way.
We made it.
Well, not today, but
2 days ago. I'm
2 days ago.
still in
It's
the
still
vibes.
your birthday, yeah.
I'm still there.
Lovely.
You know.
You were saying about feeling old. Sorry.
Not really feeling old, just being old.
Or being old, the reality of being old.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it at all. But you know, like my ID says so.
You're saying you're old.
You know, I'm proud of it though. Like, yo, I would have, you know.
Yeah, because you've worked also. You the boy.
Who would have thought, bro? Who would have thought that I'd still be doing what I wanted to do after high school? You know.
Yeah.
And I'm still doing that. That's dope. I think by now, the expectations would be, Mongbon and Tengsel insurance or something.
That was actually low-key the thought of the hip-hop space back when we were coming up in it.
Because it wasn't far-fetched, it was happening.
Yeah, that was the reality of it,
Sure.
actually.
And you're like, damn, what I gotta do to not end up at this 9 to 5? Like, I can't imagine walking into an office and just clocking in, you know?
After having been a nigga on YFM and maybe Metro even.
Bro, ish. You know, so I'm just happy that if I'm at this age now, I don't see myself doing anything too far removed from where I am right now. It's too late.
It does feel like you've kind of already made it on the other side. It's like, if I'm here at this stage of the game, then that means...
Yeah, this is it. So now it's going deeper, you know? That's what I'm looking forward to. There's no more fear of falling off or...
That's fire.
Not being able to. Now it's like, okay, you know, how hard, what else can I do, you know? It's exciting.
That's fire. As you're saying this, you just reminded me of at your... What was that? It's a birthday party, ne? That was a birthday party?
Yeah, it was like a hangout.
Yeah, at your birthday hangout.
Yeah.
Rich said at some point, I think
Rich Mahog.
Yes, Rich Mahog, of course. Shout out to Rich. He said, so you know him, he's always got commentary just flying around in the air. So he's like, just look at this guy. He's like, look at this guy. He's this age, but He's good. He doesn't look it. He looks 10 years younger than he is, which is saying that to say you've got another 10 years in you.
Yeah, and I think that's why I actually cut my hair. To be honest, when I cut my hair, like, you know, I thought I'm gonna look like a, you know, Thai Maltile, you know.
Yeah.
And then it went the reverse way. And I look like the Yanga Chief. If you know the Run Josie Yanga, you know.
You do look like that guy.
Yeah. I went back to that. But also, I think mentally, I'm kind of there, to be honest, you know.
Oh, fire.
I've been, you know, last couple of years, like from COVID, like until now, been through all the nightmares, bro. You know. Sorry. Been through all the nightmares and survived and come out. So, like, the fears are quite less now, you know.
Yeah.
And I literally just pick and choose what I want to do. Like, so now I wish I had this mentality back then, you know.
What is back then though? What's back then?
Back then, I think, like I'd market with Run Josie, you know. I think that Run Josie kind of like blew up before I did. And blew me up before I was mentally blown up in my head.
Yeah.
And I was still like slowly but surely, you know, getting into the feeling of being the artist and not being behind the camera or not being with the artist and being the guy that they're waiting for the interview now, you know?
Yeah.
So as I was learning these things, already like the song was absolutely out of here, you know? And I just like, if I had this mentality back then, you know, that wouldn't have, you know, shaken me or whatever. I would have just kept running. Not to say that I didn't, but I think I would have had less anxiety while doing it.
Yeah.
You know.
And where did the anxiety come from? Like, what was your thoughts in that? Like, what were you feeling? And what did you believe that, or what did you not believe that you believe now? Yeah.
I think, what I didn't believe was, you know, I had a plan when I came to Joburg, and it totally didn't go according to plan. I'm the type of guy that just always made the best of my situation, and I think my desire to always be the star and the superstar, like that defined the direction that I took. But you can do the direction, but how you actually run or walk or bounce on it is a totally different thing, you know? And I think that even though I was going in the direction, I was so like sensitive in terms of like all my obstacles like had an effect on how quick I wanted to go to the next step.
Yeah.
I'd hang back a bit. Like, wait, so, you know?
Yeah.
It can't be that. To be honest with you, when I started in my career, bro, like, my first performance was in front of like 10,000 people. First time ever.
Came in hot.
First time ever.
It came in at the top.
And it went like that for like a year, you know, and I was like big stadiums, whatever. So then when it came time to like, you know, actually building a fan base and like doing the little things.
Your own fan base.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like off the stage, outside of the music, like interpersonally, like showing up to things and what. Those things I was still like, oof, you know, I am super Mr. Anxiety. You know, but on stage, that's when I come alive. And it's been like that since high school, to be honest. I was like a very like quiet dude in high school, but super talented at all the talent shows, playing sport, all of that stuff. And that was like my personality, that was my outlet. But interpersonally, there was never really a lot that I was doing. I was always
Why
just
do you
reserved.
think you didn't have the bravado of, especially, were you aware of the fact that, I'm talented? Did you feel like I'm talented, I'm the boy?
For sure. To be honest with you, I didn't really care, bro, about anything that happened off the stage.
Yeah.
Anything that happened outside of art, outside of music, outside of drama. For me, my whole entire design was on those things. And once I'm done there, I'm resting. I don't need to talk to nobody. I was never like the social guy, you know, at the hottest parties or whatever, you know? And that's what like that's what my school was running on, you know, the most famous dudes, you know, with all the girls and the hottest events.
So being a superstar to you didn't include
Didn't include it. It was
that
pure
in the
art.
picture?
Pure art, bro. It was
That's
pure like
fire.
when people say action or like when they start shooting or like when they press record, whatever happens in that next 35 seconds, whatever happens in that next dialogue or whatever. I was an incredible actor in primary school.
Okay.
I stole my first role from the teacher's pet. I stole it.
Put the teacher's pet to it.
And I didn't steal it by, speaking to the teacher a lot or making him like me or, after class or like carrying his bag or whatever, things like that. I stole it because they asked me to read, because they had to let everyone read. But the guy, teacher had already, I think Mr. Beckman, he had already like decided, I think he wanted a guy, one of my friends, his name was Kevin Language. Wanted Kevin Language to be like this role.
Who was the teacher's pet?
Who was the teacher's pet, right?
Shout out Kevin Language.
Shout out. And when I read, I saw the change in his face.
Who, Kevin?
No, Mr.
Oh,
Beckman.
Mr.
When I was reading, I saw the change in his face, right? And I was reading for something else, and then he's like, Yanga, can you please read for this role? And I knew that was one of the main roles, and I nailed it. And then he gave me the role.
Fire.
I
thought you were gonna say you saw Kevin's face change. I'm like, you saw him.
Let me tell you something.
Get teary.
Kevin couldn't care less about that role.
What?
He couldn't care less about acting.
So the teacher just loved him.
Yeah, I think the teacher just saw something in him that he didn't see in himself.
Oh, he didn't care for it.
Yeah, and also Kevin was Mr. Popular, So it would have been nice to have him in the show for the numbers.
For the numbers. For the
Instead
numbers,
of like this unknown guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've always just been that. Now I always leave it to the stage and or on the record or whatever. Everything else, you can defeat me with the chops.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who are you now?
Who am I now? I'm a little bit more choppy.
Yeah. I saw you at your handle. You did
I'm
like
a little bit more. Yeah, my speech was a bit long.
was long, which is unlike you. I'm like, okay.
And I was reminded the next day that, like, the funny part is that when you started your speech, you said, "You guys know me. It's not going to be a long speech." And then
You look like you didn't want to do a speech. You look like Vele, you wanted to be in and out. And then when you got into it,
I did it.
You felt cozy there with the mic in your hand and just...
I think it just dawned on me, man. I was so shocked to have, like, because I literally called everyone on the day. I was speaking to my girl about what I want to do, and we're just going to do dinner. And then one of my homies called me. And he's like, nah, you don't have to do something crazy. Like
Smoother, by the way.
Yeah, Smoother Rock called me. Like,
who you shouted out on your speech.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
That was fire. That was dope.
For sure.
Yeah.
So he was like, Smoother, me and Smoother, we from way back, Smoother's always been like a real genuine dude to me. And one of the niggas that have embraced me in the North.
Yeah.
And so he's like, and I'm like, nah, pa, I'm not doing anything, blah, blah, blah. And he just, he went in on me. Like, pa, relax. You ain't got to do like an event or whatever. Just let us know what time to come to your house.
Yeah.
We'll bring whatever we bring and we just chill. And then I started inviting people and I realized the place is just too tiny. For all the people, right? And then, I hit up Rockets, shout out Rockets. They just gave me a spot. So it was just me and the homies. So I think when I was speaking on the speech, I was looking around and I'm like, damn, so many people, like, and that's dope, man. It's dope to know that, like, you've been a good person to so many people, because those are the type of people I know, like, if you're not good to them, they're not gonna fake it and be out there just
facts
for the photo op or whatever, So
they don't. The people who are there don't need the photo op.
For sure.
They don't.
Here's my famous friends.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That's fire. Also, coming from where you come from, and then to be smack bam in the middle of the north of Joburg, and have like, what is that an A-list or whatever list you call that, of people come out and say, Yo, you're a guy that's been out here, you've been real, and we felt you, and we're gonna come out for you and come see you on your day.
I actually like my journey in Joburg. It's very similar to my journey in Queenstown, you know?
Give it to us, please. That sounds interesting.
Like, you know, there was a time, I think when we were doing F2D with Les and them, and people were like, oh, now you're in the north and what. And, you know, for a while, I was like, ish, yeah, but, you know, because I've always been with, like, the Questas, you know, in the hood and the whatever. I'm, like, thinking about it.
Yeah, you came in dust, kind of.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, even in Queenstown, dude, like, I'm from the north. I stay in a suburb called Top Town. You understand? I stay literally in the north. There's no suburb that's more north than where I stay.
I mean, even the name Top Town. That sounds
like an EP.
That sounds like somewhere in England.
For sure. So it just, that's why when I look back, I'm such a harsh judge on critic of myself. Why did you do this? Blah, blah, blah. But when I look at it on paper, I'm like, this is exactly the same thing I did while growing up in high school.
Yeah.
Because in high school, I stayed in the north. Then after school, I'd go to the hood where all my friends were, and then come back late at night.
Back to the north.
You know, so I do have dust. I do have north.
Yeah.
And Zong and him. You understand? There's no separation between the two, you know?
That's fire.
Yeah.
So what was your upbringing like, actually? I saw you with Ricky when you guys cried, of course.
For sure.
Talking about y'all's popses. So we know what that was like. Y'all did y'all's thing. Shout out.
For sure. Shout
and
out to
R.I.P.
Ricky.
to Ricky,
Shout
of course, the GOAT.
Yeah. My upbringing was very good and tricky. Is that a way to put it? Good in a sense that I went to a boys' school from grade 1 to matric practically.
Damn.
Like the dopest school in Queenstown.
Which is what? Let's shout them out.
Queen's College.
Queen's College.
S.2 Videri, you know the vibes. But also, I was so many different, like, I had so many different, like, home situations throughout that, right?
Okay.
So I grew up very privileged, right? Double story, pops with the Honda with the lights that flicks up and all of that stuff, you know?
I didn't know this about you.
For sure, bro. You know, I grew up like that until...
You had it soft.
I was very soft growing up. If you look at my, like, baby pictures, like, you know, for me, Christmas was Christmas.
Yeah,
Like, we wake up, run downstairs.
You believed in Santa.
Under the tree. We were in matching outfits, like...
Yeah. I also kind of grew up like
you
that.
know,
I feel you.
like it was the world. We would go on holidays, all of that stuff. When I look at my baby pictures, I'm like, you know what? My dad was killing it.
He was doing it, yeah?
You know, I want to out there, a dreamer of note, and he delivered, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Shout out to the pops.
I'm still not too sure, like, what my dad's, what his thing was. I know he was in insurance, right? But came a grade, I think like grade, let me go back to standards. Sorry, I'm that old.
You can only fetch it with the standard.
Like maybe standard like 3, which is like grade
5?
5? That's grade 5?
No?
It's grade 5. It is grade 5. Grade 4,
Standard 3 was grade 5.
2. Yeah, grade 4, standard 2.
Yeah, standard 3 is grade 5.
Guys, let's not do this, please. Let's not do this. Let's not do this.
Yeah, standard 1 is grade 3.
For sure. So grade 5.
Yes.
I learned a new word in my vocabulary, which was retrenchment.
Oh. Damn.
Did my life not change? Like since then, it's been a movie. You know,
drastically, of course.
Drastically, bro. My parents tried to cover it well, though, because they just sent us to boarding school, you know?
Or to keep you away from the trenches.
From the reality of the retrenchment, you know?
Damn.
Yeah, my dad used to work at Sanlam.
Come on, Sanlam.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
you can still make up for it. Just
Yes, actually.
hit me up. You know, and then so they moved to Beacon Bay in East London, and they put us in boarding school, and my dad started a new business out there and stuff. So in my head, I was just like, okay, yo, finally now I'm going to boarding school, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then I realized, because I was the type of kid, like from my whole school career, break time, I was the guy with the money. You know?
Okay.
Yeah,
They had the cash on you.
I was dealing, I was copping all the joints, you know, what you need, what you got, you know.
What you try to have? What you having? You having there?
And then when I got to boarding school, it's like my mom was like heavily insistent on me like having the boarders lunch that they give, you know, at break, and have the sandwich. You know, I'm like, nah, I
gotta have bread on me.
You know, listen, y'all are messing with my vibe right now.
You fucking with my reputation.
You know, I was going to boarding school to show them exactly who I am, because like the boarding school niggas kind of, you know, they act different, you know?
Yeah, they up, yeah. The boarding school niggas are up.
They come to school together, walking in a line, and, you know, and they're like, yo, boarders, please come this side. But I'm like, these niggas think they're special. So now I'm coming out
So that's
there.
how it felt for the day scholars.
Yeah.
Because I was a boarder, and the day scholars always had their...
Like, but now as a boarder, you're like, day scholar.
So you cut your wave. You caught up.
I was happy to go to boarding
Fuck
school.
yeah.
I was like, yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Now I'm a boarder.
We inside.
You know? All these rules and everything, you know? Hey, bro. But when I get to now the boarding handle, I'm no longer the cheesy chief that I was as a day scholar.
Damn.
Now I'm just tapping in jail.
You just in the cut.
Oh, my boy. Destroyed me. Absolutely destroyed me. All I had was the fact that, my parents, you know, they moved to Beacon Bay, you know, we stay in East London now.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
That's all you were up on.
Bro.
Otherwise, you couldn't do shit. You wasn't passing the move.
There was nothing I was doing.
Damn.
Bro. Nothing I was doing. So
and it was affecting you?
I think that's probably why I like really focused on like arts and stuff. Because then I got that rush of like, yo, I'm doing something. Yo.
You still have the escape, of
really, asfani, you know, something to for the boys, you know. But also in primary school, I was really good at sport. I was really good at rugby. I was really good at tennis.
Take your mic with you wherever you go.
Yeah, I was really good at tennis. High school, I played hockey. So sport and arts, they really helped me level up.
To keep yourself afloat.
Yeah.
In the standings.
Yeah. So yeah, it went downhill from there. And then my parents, that whatever business my dad was starting, it just didn't boom.
Didn't go crazy.
The way.
Damn.
But I enjoyed like whenever we had to go home, and I was in East London now, and I was in Beacon Bay and whatever. I could note, you know, it was a dope ass crib with the pool and whatever, but you know,
it's not the same level.
Little maybe Chotanje.
And it's not 2 stories this time. You know?
Not 2 stories, but very nice area. Very nice area. Better than Queenstown, right? But I think my dad was like being ambitious, you know.
With even getting that crib?
Yeah.
Oh, because he wasn't on it.
No, I think he was just like, okay, retrench me, fine. I'm gonna do my thing still, you know. And I understand now because he has his like standard. You know of who he is. Like my whole drip design is a combination of my mom and dad. My mom is literally like a color-coded dresser.
Fire.
She's not a brand person, right? So she'd let us dress ourselves, and then if the colors didn't match, like purple and brown, forget about it. Go back and change, you know? But my dad was a brands guy. My dad would come in with the, you know, I think, I don't know if it was really a hectic brand at the time, but the Pierre Cardin 2-piece.
Yeah, the Pierre Cardin was going crazy.
Yeah.
Of course.
All of his stuff, like his cologne, like, and you know, he was that guy. So I think I've taken the combination of that and just carried it with me. But bro, I can't complain about my childhood, man. I can't complain.
It doesn't sound like... Yeah. Also, it created a Yanga Chief, so it couldn't have been that, like, crazy.
Yeah, I appreciate, like, those parts of me because they help me connect with so many people. that I probably would have, if I had just lived the privileged entirely,
The privilege only, ne?
I probably would have missed out on like some really good homies of mine that I have right now.
Yeah, that's fire. Because for me, the same. Still having the Pongolo touch. Like, and still going back there, like, Ngamaholidi or whatever.
For sure.
Kept me, like, still very Pundu, very logish,
sure.
even though now back in Newcastle, we live in the burb and I'm going to like...
For sure. And I think, those low parts, actually, those are the ones that gave me, like, character.
Exactly.
Like,
they center you more than the development you get.
Yeah, because when all that shit wasn't, like, when I wasn't that guy no more in school, I actually now started looking around and actually, like, noticing my environment and the people and, like, my friends. Like, it wasn't no longer like, yeah, you my friend, let's roll. It was more also like, yo, where do you live? Oh, Matlagi. Okay, can we go after school? Oh, you got PlayStation? You got okay, let's go, and we'd walk and I'd like, now I'm in these communities and like seeing all these people.
Can see the
lifestyle. And I'm making these friends. And it's like I'm now, I'm changing as well, But back then I was just literally like, yo, my nigga. Yeah, you cool, you can hang with me. I see you,
You were picking niggas.
So yeah, it's grand, man. It all worked out.
What was the highlight of your childhood? Like, there's always like a moment that like defines you. Where it's like, I will remember that day for the rest of my life when this happened when I was a kid. That's when you even realize yourself. It's okay, this is me.
Well, I don't even know, bro. Like, I can't really remember much beyond high school, to be honest.
No highlights. That one thing that happened that one day where you were like, I'm alive. Yeah. Not even him. But if you were not him, also we can't lie about you having been him.
I don't know, bro. I think, look, I don't know.
It could have been at the crib even. Just a highlight of your childhood, not like high school or you being the boy. Just your childhood, like what defined you.
Jeez, I would have to think about that. I'd honestly really have to think about that.
You just cruised through it without feeling any day that was like...
The day.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
It's crazy. I ask this because I have like days
What's your
that...
highlight? Oh, you've got a Kavla name.
Yeah.
Came out shining. Name me one.
I have a couple. Like I remember clearly the first day I realized I was cool. Like, it was a CV's day in grade 6.
For sure.
And I think it was probably the first CV's day. And so grade 6 is like what? 2002 probably.
Sure.
And this is, now I'm kind of in the hip hop. So even the dress code is that. So when I pull up at the CVs now, and I remember I was rocking Cortez, denim shorts, and like a FUBU shirt. That whole day was crazy. Like, that whole day was the first time I felt famous. It was like, so I was in grade 6, the grade 7 mommies everywhere I went kept stopping me. Like, oh, so who's that kid? Like, my name went around the school. All the little girls were acting out. Like, I clearly remember that. That was the first day I felt like, oh, I'm the boy, actually. And I've never looked back from that feeling ever since.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always, drip-wise, I made it a point. Like, nobody can dress better than me.
Of course.
Even on Civi's days and whatever. But, like I said, I derived all my happiness from whatever I'm doing at school, There was a point where I was in grade 8 and you go to this drama class, whatever, and there's no grade 8s that can ever make it into the drama thing, because there's niggas that are in grade 11 that have been waiting since grade 8 to actually have like a dope-ass role. And I got a role in grade 8, bro.
Fire.
Another one was Trooping the Color. So there's this thing, Trooping the Color, where you play drums at reunion with the what. So I used to play trumpet,
What?
Yeah. And we were playing against Dale, yeah, bro, on the Saturday.
Oh, this is another school out there. Dale?
Yeah, Dale.
Yeah.
Dale. King Williamstown.
Yeah,
guys.
rival school.
The rival school.
Okay.
I didn't know, yo. I was at the last game Queens played against Dale now.
Yeah.
It was like a record score and stuff. They know. But so we were playing against Dale, and then we had like a sing-song like in the morning. And the sing-song was terrible. So like everyone was like, okay, cool. After Trooping the Color, we're gonna do another sing-song. So when we come back from Trooping the Color, I've got this trumpet, you know, and my boy has got the drums, you know, and I start going. I was hitting it.
That's fire.
Dope. So when we get to sing song, we've still got the drums, and as people are singing, blah blah blah, I say, come on! Shout out to British, RIP British. He's literally the drummer that started. If you look around now, like all the schools play drums and stuff. But when we did it, it didn't exist.
It wasn't that.
You understand? So British played, and then we decided, you know what? Let's do it tomorrow. Yeah, bro? So the next day we're there, you know, and we're singing, blah, blah, blah. And the teachers are like, okay, cool, but you can only do the second half. Alright, cool. You know, it's like a sing-song, understand? Blah, 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 blah. Hey! I say, British, let's go. The whole of Dale stands up. Hey, what's going on? Bro, for the next half, everyone was just watching us.
Shutting it down there.
Dancing now. Yo.
Now it's a party. You niggas are the niggas.
By the time we played our next school in maybe our third school after that, they had drums also.
Yeah, because the word has moved around. Oh, shit.
So to answer the question, that's when I knew that, yeah, I'm him.
That it's really that time.
I'm him, you know. Even if, okay, drumming is not going to be like a profession or whatever, but at the end of the day, I realized then that I actually have a thing about me that can change things, you know, because that drum thing that spread throughout the whole country in places I've never been, you know.
That's fire. That is a moment of... You actually just reminded me of some other shit too, but we'll stay on you. So you say you obviously came to Xhosa with the full picture. You're coming out here to come be a rapper.
I came out here to replace my man.
Oh yeah, because he was the first Xhosa rapper.
And he was from Whittlesea. My mom used to teach in Whittlesea. It's like 30 minutes outside of Queenstown.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
Break down my man for our audience, for the youngins.
My man was signed it was Slicker's first artist. You know, Slicker was doing his independent thing, you know, Squatter Camp. And he signed my man, you know, and he had this dope song with Lebo Matosa, you know, and a couple of other songs. And, you know, the competitiveness in me, I was like, nah. You know, this guy's representing us.
He can't be the guy.
Bro, at the time, I'm literally writing 1 million bedroom raps. You know? Oh, sorry. I'm writing 1 million bedroom raps. All my shit, like when I compare it to my man's shit, like my shit booming, you know?
Oh, you felt like you were more fire.
Respectfully, though. To Khotman.
Respectfully, my man.
Respectfully to Khotman, paving the
whoever's
the
man
mainstream
he is
way.
now.
Yeah, for paving the mainstream way. With all due respect, but you know, I think that gave me confidence that all I needed was for Slick to hear me. You know?
Yeah.
Just hear me spit a bar, like just this verse. By the time I came to Joburg, I had a 32-bar verse. Memorized back to front.
A specific one.
Like I'm just
You're just gonna get straight to it.
I'm just spitting, you
Yeah.
know. And needless to say, I did run into Slick. He was at Campus Square.
Yeah.
While I was
You're
in
not
UJ.
gonna get straight to the rap at Campus
Let me
Square.
tell you, Campus Square is having lunch, right? So I'm walking in, and I'm like, damn, okay, here's my moment. This is why I'm in Joburg, to be honest. Like, I couldn't care less about UJ, honestly. You know, I'm here to find this guy. I'm here to be signed by this guy. You know? Hey, okay, I'll go into the Pick and Pay or whatever. Now I'm going over my lines, you know, in my head. Okay, I know.
You're going over the 32
I
bar.
know this shit is fire. No, I'm completely correct about this shit. And then I go back and he's having lunch and looked at him, I looked at him. And then then I was going past the taxis and then I walked past and then I walked into campus and then it was over. It was over. I just felt like it was intrusive, man. Fuck. And I just didn't want to be that guy. You know, and this before Big Sean, you know.
You couldn't commit.
This before Big Sean, dog. It's not like I have reference of it working.
Of just pulling up on a man.
I
And
just felt it's so rude. This guy is eating, having a nice lunch, a business meeting, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, he's earned his lunch break. Hey, I'm John.
after you've practiced
Back
yesterday the bars and everything at Pick and Pay,
So I figured there will be,
another time.
for sure. I don't want to be that guy. You know? I don't know.
You were also just chickening out, to be honest, of the moment, no?
I guess, but you know, I think the next time I met him, I was glad I didn't do that.
How come? Why is that?
I was glad I didn't do that because I would have gone in there saying, remember the guy from... remember the guy from Campus Square when you're having lunch? So that was a,
You did it on
that
a
was
beat,
a great
nigga.
call on my part. Yo, what a great
Good call. Good call. For
What a
your
great
friend.
call. Yo.
For your friend.
Yo, fair too.
No, that's fire. So when was the next time you met him? And how did that go?
I met
Also,
him at,
I'm assuming you had a belief that I'm gonna see this nigga
for
again.
sure. I was literally, dog, I came to Joburg Stalking squatter camp. Like, they were the only thing I believed in. Other than squatter camp was a TKZ, but I was never trying to, I wasn't trying to be a Kwaito star.
Yeah.
It just seemed too dangerous.
Rappers were the niggas.
It just seemed too dangerous.
Because you have to be hood for the quiet.
Oh, Brantesh, you, Zola, you. Aye. You can't, like hip hop, at least, you know, the thing I love about hip hop is that it always, no matter how it evolves, it just allows you to be whoever the fuck you are.
Yeah.
In
And
that-
you
in
always
that
felt that way
moment,
about it?
Always felt that way about it, bro. Like when I found hip hop, that's what I found.
That's fire.
You know, I really found like I told you, like I'm the type of guy, like in the arts, I use the arts to express or as an outlet or to be someone else or whatever the case is, right? And so hip hop for me felt like it was designed for that type of swing, you know, that type of mood. That's why I'm never involved in the comments when people are saying, yeah, but that's not hip hop, and you know the rules are this and that. Like, you know, hip hop is what in South Africa? 40 years old. I'm 36, my nigga.
That's very young.
I'm 36.
Yeah. You're as old
Are
as.
you gonna tell me about what hip hop is supposed to be? That's what it's supposed to be to you, and that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, so I really, when I heard Squatter Camp and the different stories of Flabba and Nish and, you know, all the guys, I was like, this is pure gold, bro. Like,
The stories in the music.
stories in the music, because me and my homies, we used to listen to Squatter Camp like every day, and Flabba was our favorite artist, like, because we'd pit them against each other and be like, nah, guys,
Yeah,
Flabba,
who's the one, of course.
Flabba is the best, you know? But the reason I gravitated towards Slicker, and I knew that when I get to Joburg, I need to find Slicker, because I could see that this guy is the business acumen guy.
And you had the business acumen attraction at an early age.
Well, I thought only a business guy would be able to take care of me or like lead me in the right direction. You know, I'll tell you how my winning line to Slick. I wrote him an email on the ventilation because when I met him, I was at SRC, yabo, UJ. And him, yo, pa, you know, I'm trying to handle the, hey, Slick hit me with the, all right. Just go on to ventilation.coza and just hit me with the email. Oh. I said, oh.
Respectfully.
I said, you know what? actually, let me go. And now I'm sitting there, dealers, what, yabo? Supposed to be doing schoolwork. And I sat and I wrote that email like 3 times. And then I realized, Slick gets these emails every time. All the time, every day, you know? And I said, actually, I'm a rapper. Obviously, you might know. But I actually want to do the business side. So let me follow you around. Let me help you with anything you need. Don't pay me. Don't do anything. Me, I'll just be wah. And then that nigga responded. And bro, my life completely changed from that point. He took me everywhere. I met everybody.
Yeah.
I was everywhere. From that moment on, I never paid to get into no club till today.
Till this day?
Till this day.
To this day, nigga.
Never pay. I don't even know how much I never even knew how much it cost.
Ever.
To get into. And by the way, at varsity, then I became a thing. Yeah, boy.
Oh, because now you're motioning with...
Now I'm here now. Because all the elite people, in the varsities, about Miss Cosmo, the real north. Yeah, boy. I'd run into them in the club.
Shout out to Miss Cosmo.
Shout out to Miss Cosmo. Now I run into Kazi in the club, Yeah. So, what was I talking about?
You being the boy, you getting inside.
Yeah. Oh,
and becoming.
No. Yeah, so...
motioning with Slick.
For sure. So I motioned with him, bro, and I literally met all my idols, Jabba, Pro, Ban, my E, Tear Gas, you guys, Questa.
I was going to ask you about the Tear Gas. So I'm hearing the Squatter Camp praise. You don't have any for...
No.
I
don't.
Chopping It with Bhuda T. And we out.
Oh, you out?
What are we talking
about? Come on. You're talking about time frame. At that time, there was no Tear Gas like that, Those were the guys.
Of course. Okay, that's fair.
Those were the guys. And then Tear Gas literally, it came in... The time Tear Gas landed on my desk.
Radar.
Now I'm working with Slick. Now I'm doing the website. The time they landed on my desk, it was like, Squatter Camp is now coming back officially. This Tear Gas crew has been the new squatter for a young.
Kicking squatters' ass out there.
Wait, but there was no squatter's ass to kick. Because they hadn't dropped in a while. Slicker was kicking Slicker's ass. Kicking Sugar Smacks' ass. Niggas that were doing independent, solo albums.
Putting hands on them.
So now there's a point where, Squatter Camp is coming back now, and, obviously I'm part of the marketing rollout.
Ventilation.
I'm the team, yeah, for sure. Yo. Aye. You're not gonna make it. And
what does that song say?
Yeah. Hey.
What is it?
With Clue.
Some song the song that they showed at the park.
No, that was
Do you feel like dancing tonight or something?
Yeah, for sure.
That's when they're coming back with that, ne?
Yeah.
And Tear Gas is doing Go Away.
Yeah.
And Take It Easy.
But that album of Tear Gas, it was...
That's a classic. That's a classic as a hip hop album.
It wasn't a fair fight, because I also think niggas were still getting back into the swing of and the dynamics had changed now. Slick was a successful solo artist.
Yeah. So was Smacks.
And I think the dynamics just in the group, the rollout of that album was them still figuring out, Guti, who's who, what, jabo. So it was a lot of trial and error. But at the time, Tear Gas was a solid unit.
Keep it a bean.
Tear Gas was a solid movement.
Out of here.
They were insane. But what I really enjoyed was that the relationships between the crews was the best.
Solid, of course.
I did this this reality show on YouTube called The Rapper's Reality. And I remember one of the videos was the Go Away video shoot. So I'd spend a day with a rapper on any given day and whatever.
Yeah.
That would be an episode. And one of the episodes was the go away video, and Smacks is in that video. Slick
Yeah,
is in
Slicker's
that video,
in there, yeah.
And funny enough, Joop Joop
Is in that video.
was in that video, but I have him there, we're interviewing him because he just dropped a video where he's in a Bentley and he's like, nah, that ain't my Bentley, so that's Mom Duke's Bentley, and I hop out of Mom Duke's Bentley and I go in the house party, and that's just so crazy because, bro, how long have we been at it?
That's 2009
For sure.
when
Yeah.
the album comes out.
For sure.
It's 2009.
And I'm already a UJ dropout at the time.
Oh yeah, I think I also had already dropped out from Vids. I did 6 months at Vids.
6 months. Yeah, no, I did longer than you. No. When oh yeah, David. Oh yeah.
You know what the craziest thing is? So I did the 6 months at Vids, and then but my life went crazy. So my parents were at their odds, like going bonkers. And my mom's is in PTA. I'm in Jersey here cause my dad brought me here, but then now my dad, cause my mom's is out here, is like, hey, figure it with your mom's. Your mom's like, come on, your dad got it, and now so it became a mess. Now I'm in PTA and I'm trying to do school from PTA and hitting the text. I'm like, this is not my life. I'm like, fuck this.
Let me rap.
Standing. What was crazy was, so when my dad convinces me to get back to school eventually, so then he throws me in Boston. I did 6 months at Boston also.
Oh, man.
And this time it was because then we dropped number one, the cash time thing goes up. I'm like, come on, man.
Say, Pops, come on.
I'm like, come on,
You see me
respectfully.
out
I'm not coming out here to come do this handle.
Not after being on live on Friday
Friends who
night.
just did live.
Doing Monday
Now these
in
handles at
class.
school are crying and being annoying. I don't want to be out here. Also, I'm just kicking it with KO. That's all day. Now he is the one dropping me off out here at school. I don't want him to drop me off at school. I want to kick it at his
That's
crib
funny.
and rap all
Slick
day.
used to drop me off. Like, Slick drove like a drop top TT. And every time you saw it at school, you knew it's either Bonang that's being dropped off or it's me.
Respectfully to the Queen, but now,
Queen B, yo,
don't
shout
sue
out.
me. I'm innocent. I don't have 200 also.
It's public.
That she was being dropped off with the TC at UJ.
Yeah. I mean, if you were there.
If you're
Not like every day, like those days when you see that TT,
you knew
It's
it
either
was.
going to Dromadaris or like, I think Benjamin. I think she was in Benjamin or something like that. Yeah.
You saying that actually has just put a picture in my head that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about right now, but you have always been placed smack bam with like the A-lister level, even on the Mami Game level. Because now I'm thinking about that, even the Bonang thing. Obviously she wasn't an A-lister then, but she became that, and your rapport with her has always been solid.
Yeah. She's a good homie. Good peoples. We went to the same school. What can I say? She
You
went to
knew her
UJ.
at school?
No, I didn't know her. I didn't know her in UJ. I only started knowing her when I started working for Slicker. And she'd pull up to the office sometimes and she was doing live and stuff. And from then, just knew
What
her
was
as a
she like
person.
out there at UJ? Or you didn't even see her? She had no rep
No,
or anything?
she was huge at UJ.
At
'cause
school,
she was
man?
I think a year after me. Or same year. But she was already on SABC2 already. So when she was moving in school, she wasn't moving one man. It's 2, 3 months.
Of course, entourage.
Everywhere she's
Yeah,
going,
yeah.
Even there's this other girl also from Yo TV that was there. How many? I forgot her name.
Damn, she didn't become GOAT.
No, but she's dope. She's dope. Also, she was. All the celebrities went to UJ. Well, most of them that I grew up watching on TV.
Facts.
And they would move like that at school. So you could have done that too if you really wanted to be in school.
I could have done that.
The pulling up with the
Yeah, but
class
also now look
and
at the
out.
schools I was in. I felt like Cause at Vince, it's like, I felt like, fuck niggas.
I'm not gonna lie, UJ was.
See, if I was a UJ nigga, maybe I would have
was
fit right in.
lit in terms of like my enjoyment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a lifestyle
Because
level.
Vince people used to come to UJ on Friday.
Facts.
You know? I used to drink out there on the lawn publicly. You know?
I used to get
Those are the good
told
old days.
about the UJ emotion. But
Yeah,
then I
those
was
are the good old
low-key
days.
kind of shook, too.
To pull in.
Yeah, because also I was still I was against the being in the big city thing. I was still missing my hometown that I was killing, going crazy.
The starting over is
Yeah,
not
I'm like, and in this big ass city, now I must hit the cab and go to UJ and do what?
But then how did you feel when you hit big time? And you're like,
It just felt
now
like
when you
it's
step
happening all over again.
because now everywhere you go, it's like, okay, now you've made your big city your hometown.
Exactly, it's the same thing. And I had just gone through that in high school because I've told the story a lot of times. My mom's had just moved me to boarding school. And when I got there, I had a similar thing that I wanted to do here when I got here. I wanted to be in the shadows and, just be a nobody and just make it through and just,
I was different. I was always trying to do it for Queenstown, bro. Straight up.
You were trying.
Straight up. I was trying to be the first to do it in Queenstown, like, for real.
Yeah, you were trying to beat my man, so
Exactly.
you...
Exactly. I literally, that was my goal. But I don't think that when I got into it, like, that stayed a thing
That
in
was
my
still
head.
with you now?
Yeah. I think then when I got there, I was like, okay, I need to knock this out. Can I tell you my honest thing is that I actually like my drive is to make it globally.
Of course.
I want to be a
It's
global
gotta
artist,
be.
bro. I want to be a global artist. Like,
It would have to be.
And so like Joburg just became like a stepping stone, and Queenstown is home,
What was I about to ask you? Yes, I was about to say, the reason I forgot what I was about to ask, because I was also want to say, we haven't finished this now, so I'm about to mix our next handles. For sure. Also, he's got us on the Henny and Vati mix out here. He's a wild boy.
It's the Gyan mix.
Oh yeah, he said it's the January, so I have to rock it out the January.
It's the Gyan mix.
What I wanted to say is, working with Slicker took you away from the rapping for a while. Was that a conflict of interest for you, or were you just happy to just rock out with him and live this lifestyle that he was exposing you to?
Yeah, that one is quite tough, In a sense that
I still have a lot, actually. I think mixele wena, yo. Bisha mingi ehlanya nje. Mingi. Oh, but for your birthday, no? Okay, let me do it. Hopefully I make it to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. If I don't, you cannot judge me.
With the water, you make it.
Yeah.
Wow, the slick thing just took longer than it should have.
Come on, you're a production guy. Also behave
Yeah,
with your
but
mic.
I put it here, and then homie comes and says, no, down there, and then okay, here.
We have to see you also. You're a fucking producer of visuals. What is this behavior?
Relax. I got it.
He's got you. He's got it. We will. Let the journey of our set hold you down here.
Okay,
we have a journey also
Just
here.
keep my hands off the equipment.
No, but it's cool. You have to really move around with it. That's
Okay.
how I live.
Here.
That's why they could move around. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so, Konje, what? The
Slicker
slick
and
thing, nah?
separating you from
I'm
the
so
raps.
glad you asked that, because that's like literally, I've always gone back to that time. There was a point where I was the longest serving ventilation employee.
Oh, you were the last to leave after the niggas.
Yeah,
And the first to get there before the niggas.
for sure.
Damn, definitely the longest serving.
For sure. And look, I was happy when I was there, But I did kind of like put my entire game plan on the back burner. You know, it was only supposed to be for the moment, like, okay, let me see. Okay, these are the people I need to speak to. Okay, sharp. This is where, okay, this is how you do this is how you do that. But over time, like, I bought into Slicker's vision, you know, and I became like a servant of SA hip hop, which I still am till today, you know. So I grew in other ways that helped me help the hip hop cause, you know. I stayed true to the message that I sent Slicker when I was like, I know all these guys are like, you know, trying to rap, my nigga. And I just see you kicking and screaming because, you know, the system is like a...
Yeah, he was a kicker and screamer too.
He was on 5FM talking about local music before Cloudy. You know, as a rapper. And
he got cancelled back then.
I bought into that and I said, you know what, I can actually fuck with this and actually let me fix things before I come running in, right? But I bought into Slicker's vision so much that I stayed there, I think, longer than the rapper me should have, you know? But I definitely don't regret it because I've used a lot of that knowledge to, you know, put Yanga Chief ahead.
A lot of that has carried you through, no?
100%, like...
Because Slicker, like, for those who don't know, is really good at handling his business. And having been around him that long, I can imagine everything you soaked up.
The concept of a bounce board.
What is a bounce board? School us here.
I see myself as the greatest bounce board to ever do it.
Okay.
You know, bounce board is what I was for Slicker and what I ended up being for Keenan. You know? So Slick would drive me home like half the time. And on those drives, he would, you know, be talking to me about where we need to be and what the vision is and what's next and this song and, you know, this industry and what can we do for hip-hop via brands. And because Ventilation was not a record label. It's a production company. You understand? So they were selling hip-hop to brands. You understand? So activations and things like that, you know? So I realized later on that most of the time Slick was just bouncing off his ideas with me. And I'd be like, yeah, now that's dope. What if you change this though? You know, what if you do that though? Blah, 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 you know? Became so good at that, it became part of my character, I guess. And I think that's one of the things that, you know, me and Keenan really connected on, you know? Just bouncing ideas back and forth, so, yeah.
At 4 a.m. in the morning with Forbes, of course.
No manini.
Yo.
No manini.
Forbes, there's a photo of 5 XN. Sounds like... So, what was your decision, the exact decision when you left now out there? Was it the THT?
Nah, I actually left before THT. I'd already left by THT.
Yeah, we had all left.
You guys were leaving.
Big homies.
Y'all were leaving. I was literally already like, and when I left Ventilation, I was doing my production thing. I was not doing rap. So you can see how much like the whole Ventilation thing had, you know, absorbed itself in me. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm not like trying to be the greatest rapper in the world. I'm not trying to, even when I say I want to go global, I'm not talking about myself as an artist. I'm talking about in life, you know?
Okay.
I want to live in LA, you know, and mean something to the world from there, whatever it is. I could be an actor, I could be a videographer, a director, I could be a songwriter, I could be a dancer, okay, never be a dancer.
Got carried away for a bit.
But anything that creates, bro. I'm like, literally right now, I'm sitting here and I've directed a Dr. Khumalo documentary, bro.
Also.
It's crazy.
By the way.
You know?
That's crazy.
And, you know, and that's because, like, at no point did I hang on to this ego of, like, nah, directing, I'm the greatest rapper, you know?
Yeah.
So...
But you also had the privilege of coming in that way because of what you were doing at Ventilation. And you were shooting stuff coming in already.
I could have done that and sucked. How about that?
Facts. You're good at those, yes.
You understand? So I think my being good at directing speaks a lot to the things I did growing up in acting and drama and brass band and even the music, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't, you see, at some point you get into something like you got into tear gas and you like, you know, but without tear gas, who knows? Who knows without tear gas you could have been, you know?
Yeah.
You could have been big, probably been bigger
Probably
than tear
bigger,
gas, you know? So...
Because then you get
everything
distracted
you
by
are,
other people's
being
dreams.
Going into tear gas is because you spend time in high school writing these bars or doing the ciphers with your boys. That's on you.
I hear
That's
you.
on you.
I hear
you know?
you.
And shout out to Tear Gas for spotting that and saying, yo, let's go. Yeah, bro? But really, it's you, bro.
And it always was.
It's you. And that's for me, too. Like, I'm not surprised I directed these things. I'm not surprised I'm
that's
still
fire.
in the film. I have a production company and, you know, I'm trying to do these movies now. And I'm not surprised because I wake up in the morning and I just want to create dope shit. And I've always done that. I've always wanted to do that, whatever the outlet is, you know? Yeah.
What's been the hardest thing about... That was fire, by the way. What's been the hardest thing about being Yanga Chief? Like, as he sits here today, from inception till today, the journey, what's been the most challenging part of that thing?
I think it's... I think representing where I'm from without looking back. You know?
That's deep.
Without stopping, you know? You do feel like a bit of like success guilt at times.
Survivor's guilt.
Survivor's guilt. And, you know, you hope that the more you do, like, then, you know, more things will be open for other people that are from where you're from. And I've just been trying to figure out how to kind of like bridge that gap without stopping what I'm doing. Without slowing down and without like being like, okay, that was it, folks. Now you guys' turn, you know? Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm from the Eastern Cape and it's a huge part of me, but my dreams are of a human being, you know? And I feel like the more I do, the more I actually contribute or help from like the other people that do Xhosa rap or from where I'm from or whatever, instead of stopping and waiting for everybody to catch up. And that's hard for me because I'm the type of guy to turn around and go fetch you. You know? I'm like, yo, I'm good. Clean, I got everything I need.
Such and such.
U10, you know? And I've done that a couple times, and I realized, oh shit, with this U-turn,
With the U-turn is costly.
Do I have enough to get back? Because even these people I'm fetching, they don't want to be fetched like that.
And also, when you fetch them, they don't have gas guap for us to get back.
Like they were like, oh, where are we going? All right,
let's roll. You have to figure coming back. You have to figure getting your back out there also to the front again. And also niggas haven't been to the front, so niggas don't know what it takes. Niggas don't care.
So that's been hard, man. That's been really hard. But I'd say another hard thing about just being Yanga Chief is like, you know, just I've always feel like I need to dumb it down a bit. I feel like my brand has built itself to be like Mr. Humble.
You know, did build it that way,
Mr.
though.
Straight and narrow. But that's because you don't know me, bro. You don't know me. And it's
but that's then what you allow it to be.
No, but it's not my business to come and like, yo, know me, niggas. You know? This is who I actually am. And you know, actually fuck this and that and that and that and that and that. If you sit with me, I'll tell you, oh, that shit is whack, this is whatever. But I'm not going out publicly to shit on niggas' efforts or whatever. Partly because I don't want to hate on niggas, but mostly because I don't give a fuck about niggas.
Yeah.
You know,
you don't
I don't
even
give a fuck about what that man is doing.
It. Yeah.
Like, why are we gonna talk about that? You know, I don't care, bro. Like, honestly, like for me, it's like I just want to be in the best mental state every day to create the best.
Yeah. Because that's what
Whether
it takes.
I'm doing music that day, or I'm doing film, or I'm doing whatever, editing, whatever, I just need to put myself in that position every single day, you know? And so like this, Yanga, you know, what a guy thing. I'm like, it's cute.
And that's how it's been your whole shit.
You know, it's cute, you know, but I'm an asshole. Like when I was in primary school,
To
dog,
keep it a bean.
let me tell you, in primary school, but I'm a funny asshole, you know. So my
You need the funny to get away with the asshole.
My jabs are like, haha. You know,
Respectfully.
it's like respectfully jabs, you know. I used to be the type of kid in school, like I used to diss people so much. Like in break time, I was always running through the corridor from like the biggest bully in school. That's what I would be doing every break, you know, and it helped me when I had the. But then when I moved to the boarding school, I didn't have the. All I had
You
was
needed the pace. Needed the fitness.
But I couldn't resist the jokes. They were just there.
They're sitting right there. I can relate to that. Being a famous man, what's been your takeaway of being a famous man? Because that also comes with a whole lot of fuck shit.
I think I'm trying to lean into it a bit more these days.
Trying to enjoy it a bit more. Trying to really live it for real.
I think I've realized that I can't like delete it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going anywhere. So anywhere I go, like, you know, like.
Did you actually try to delete it though?
I tried to.
And when?
I never embraced it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least not fully.
Not fully.
Because I mean, the shade game is still your verdict.
You know.
You did still brand yourself.
I like to look a certain type of way. I like to look like a superstar.
A fitting way for...
Carry myself like one. You know,
Yes.
I found a little pocket where it's like respectable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's you know, something different, you know.
So you didn't completely like say, I'm not the guy.
Nah, you don't want to find me dressed like I woke up.
Yeah.
Like I just woke up. Don't know why I'm not as, you know, like I you know, personal appearance is something my mom is crazy on.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Oh, that's crazy.
Who's that?
London, I think. Is
Hey,
video
man.
call. Can I take this?
Video.
During your shit?
Yeah, go for it.
This is a Choppin It moment, no? Ish. I'm so sorry, my guy.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
It is London, though. That matters, right?
Yeah, man. During the day.
Hi,
man.
bo. Angizwa.
To the mic.
Okay, bekanivesi yakho mangifonela. Akafuni ukwenza ivideo amazi kusamela apophoze.
Ngiyavela nje, wena ongaveli la mfethu.
Makube ivideo.
What am I supposed to press, la mfethu?
Awuveli. Okay, we live. Requesting switch.
Switch. Oh, there you are. What verse? The goodbye way, imagine.
Let's go.
Imagine you called me while I'm... Ngiyasebenza, mfethu. You guys called me while I'm shooting, imagine.
But we playing with the T.
I'm shooting. I'm on Choppin It.
Oh yeah,
You guys are joking.
Oh, Petu Cap, mfethu.
Cap.
Woza, mfethu zanini.
Sisekapa mfethu.
Hayi bo, ngiphila kamnandi. Ngicela uqede ishow yami bese ngiyanifonela. Ngidisrespect uYanga Chief la.
Dala nina senza so. Hey.
Awutshala yami. I'm hanging up, mfethu. I have to. Woza.
Yanga Chief knows he's got nothing on me. Content. I got the content you need for the show. Give me 2 margaritas.
I'll give you 3.
2 margaritas.
I'll give you
Give
3.
me 3. See, nizobavithiza bonke.
Please, tell her
I'll give you 1 million views, my nigga.
I need those. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Unbelievable.
That's what Cape Town does to you. You gotta go to Cape Town.
It's like that, ne?
You gotta go to Cape Town, bro.
Where were we? Now where you?
Sorry.
What are we talking about?
How? Jan. What kind of Jan is
You
this?
guys also got lost in the London.
Jan and Jan. I didn't know.
Nobody kept up with the show. What? I thought I was the only one on branding. I thought somebody else was saying, "Oh no, we weren't."
Shit.
It's a Friday. No one's professional.
Is this a smoke break section? Smoke break.
Do you wanna go smoke break and come back and figure it out?
That's the young Siggy for the boys.
Yeah, I think you were talking about though. What?
Oh, me being an asshole.
Yes, and not being the humble man.
Look, that part of me is usually reserved for people I know. But the brand side of me, I think, could do with a little bit more
Bravado.
Not bravado, not like I'm the best in the world, but a
of course.
a little more me, man. Like that's what I'm trying to maybe pinpoint a bit. Like a lot of people, like even whoever's watching this podcast will probably think, oh, I didn't know Yanga was. And I think that's down to a lack of interviews and PR and selfie, this.
Not enough.
Not enough. Yeah, where you at? Yo, come on, Zingah. Yo, pull up on the Cape Town.
Not enough.
Not enough. You don't have the content,
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe a little bit more of that might help. But I'm just not into that stuff. But I guarantee you guys, everybody, I'm Jane personally, if I'm in a good mood, and you'll find
it's gonna be fun.
the guy because the guy is not really.
It's not
the same brand guy, no. Yeah.
Let's go get your cig and come back, and we'll figure out how we wrap this show up. What do we have? An hour more?
You're in an hour 16 now.
Yeah, we have at least another 2 hours. 3 hour chap.
Tell us something you can do it. Just do part one.
How we wrap this show up. Back again with the chief after doing a bit of a
inspiration.
Yes, and the first thing we had to get to was your influence in the Xhosa rap motion, which I think is huge. But let me reference a conversation I heard happen actually, what was it, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, back to the city, backstage. Back to the city was what, 2 weeks ago?
A week ago. I wasn't at Back to the City, so.
I know, but the convo came up. So I think someone we were with was trying to clown, or was not even trying, was clowning iFunny. Feeling like, why the hell is iFunny on this show? And then one of the niggas at Back to the City, I think it may have been Utapelo. I think he's the one who checked him, was like, yo, ask Yanga and ask Anati about iFunny, they'll tell you who he really is. And then I was sitting there like, okay. Is that how my nigga Yanga feels? Like, is that y'all's Lord? And is that really the impact he had? And yeah, let's get into the Xhosa rap handle.
I've actually, I'm proud of myself because I've spoken about this before. And, I have nothing but respect for iFunny,
Of course.
And for me, it's, there might have been a thing where it's like, oh, how does he really feel, Because, we all know how Forbes felt.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. But...
that does make it tricky.
Yeah, but I've always stood on the fact that, iFunny is definitely one of the icons of Xhosa rap. And without iFunny, it almost sounds like any other kind of rap. I don't know if that makes sense.
What do you mean by that? Yeah.
like Xhosa rap in itself. I think Ifani, when he came in, he helped, make it distinct. Apart from obviously the spaza rap that was already happening, but like in the mainstream and it being like a successful mainstream type of jig, he didn't just rap in Xhosa, but he had he had something distinct which was different from Motswako.
Yeah.
Or different from, Soweto, you know? And so, it was different times back then. That's what people, like to forget, on purpose. But it was different times back then, and, until a certain point, Ifani was a credible rapper in this country.
Yeah.
And he was doing the whole South African hip-hop thing. I guess the reasons people actually maybe look down on an Ifani is not purely because of the music, but maybe like the outfits and
maybe the gimmick a bit.
And so I've
respectfully, is calling it a gimmick disrespectful?
You see, I didn't want to repeat that word because I think that's that gimmick term is what aided people,
the lack of respect. But if you do a gimmick, are you not aware that it's a gimmick?
Which part is the gimmick? I would have accepted, okay, yeah, it was a gimmick, ne? If in 2023 I finally pulled up and he was full Louis Vuitton,
or if he changed the
and
thing,
he was now like, that just
means
like everybody else.
That means that's who he really is.
That's who he really is. He's like, he's that creative. He's that type of creative
He's
person.
that character.
And like people keep like downplaying it and whatever. Yeah.
But he does though play a funny, don't take me too seriously character. So we can't also
that's his character.
Fault the audience as
that's
much.
That's his character. But the minute you call it a gimmick, you're saying it's not his character.
You're saying he's playing a character.
You understand? The minute you call it
that's
a gimmick,
such a thin line. That's so crazy.
Like niggas refused him like that so much that they settled on it being a gimmick.
Or in
Can
refusal to accept. This whole thing that I'm doing.
The gimmick.
To that gimmick that is
just
doing.
Because they can't accept and they don't mess with the look and feel.
That's such a fire way to put it.
I'll tell you when I finally steps on stage and he does the I don't care where we are in the world, whatever crowd it is bumping. At that moment
it's
in
going
time,
up.
At that very moment in time,
even at Back to the City, it was going up, and that was my response to the nigga who was trying to clown him. I'm like, but
you understand?
But it was going up. The show. How do you question the show if it's going up?
You understand? So for me, I don't want to talk on SA hip hop or whatever, but from me personally, that man's got classics.
Oh, that's fire.
That man's got classics. There's many rappers we know that are so dope, that look in an acceptable way.
Yeah.
No gimmick.
Yeah, with no gimmicks and all that. Yeah.
But don't have classics.
The realest ones.
They don't have them. You can't look at that man and think of a song. Or the title,
Can't even say one song where you're like, oh, that's the man who...
100%. So I find in Orlando. First, Summers, Metros. He clocked the game, bro.
Facts.
Clocked the game.
These are facts.
How are you going to come back 10 years later and be like, nah? When you ain't clocking...
We were there, though.
Everybody's still on the let's clock the game mentality. He clocked it,
That's fire. So he's an inspiration to your handle on some level?
Yeah, I'd say he's part of it. Like, I think we're very different.
Yeah, of course.
In terms of how we decided to push Xhosa in hip hop. I think we're all very different. Me, Anati, and Ifani. But he's definitely one of those that had success in doing so, and we all did.
And you were this is on record on so many things. So I don't know if I'm leaking anything, because also I understand that as a man, as a writer, you have to be discreet. But you were responsible for Anazi's becoming a closer usage musician.
Indirectly. Indirectly. I think Keenan was recording with Anati, and he wanted him to maybe rap in vernac like I was doing, and referenced me as, how, to do the thing. But yeah, indirectly. I've never spoken to Anati and say, "Mfana masibethele we."
You didn't sit down and coach him.
Like the closest to that would be the 10 fingers thing and whatever that I wrote, and blah blah, and he ended up delivering. But we've never literally sat down and made that a game plan. No.
But that was the first time he then came out rapping it closer. I think that's when we as the audience found
Keenan.
out.
With Keenan.
Yeah.
I think it's more
So
Keenan,
it's more Keenan,
than me.
And it's crazy you say that, because I actually saw a clip. I don't even know what interview that was. I think that was an Indian lady that he was sitting with. Or colored maybe. What's that? What?
No, it was not an Indian lady.
What was that?
It was a black lady.
Was that a black lady?
On the red couch.
No, not on the red couch. I think they're sitting on two separate seats.
No, that's Helen. Helen is a black lady.
Yeah. Who's Helen?
Helen, the interviewer.
Yeah,
was doing the interview.
Hey, I'm innocent. I don't know. I just saw the clip.
Crazy hip hop journalist.
Oh shit! Wait, Helen?
Why did you think she was Indian?
No, in my memory now, like from the clip, not Helen.
It might have been the lighting.
Just the clip. It's a clip I saw once, and I saw it earlier, so it's just like
it might have been the lighting.
I'm trying to put clips together.
Might have been the lighting.
So he's actually talking about that moment.
Yeah.
He was the one who said,
and
"Yo,
you can
man."
hear when he says he's the one responsible for that.
Yeah, he was actually claiming responsibility in that clip.
Yeah.
Because someone said what happened in 2017 was Anati rapped in Closer for the first time. So
and he killed it. Shout out.
He did. He went crazy. Shout out to Anati. And I'm glad he stuck with it
for
too.
For sure.
I'm glad he's still doing it, because the blend of the Closer with the music and the taste level that he has is always such an interesting combination for the ear. I think that's fire.
Yeah.
But now there's a whole nation that came right after that, and
for sure. Yo, shout out to the
and
boys.
it seems like they gravitate to you. Are you the face of the
boys? I would say this:
the
like,
Closer rap motion.
I don't wake up and and the Lord of Xhosa rap. I'm not.
That's a jab, man.
I'm not in that bag.
I can take that as a jab. Okay.
I'm not in that bag, but what I really appreciate and admire about this new generation of up and coming Xhosa rappers and the scene itself is that they have really designed this thing and built on the little drops that we've left, I think, and designed it, and they've put us where you're asking if I'm at. Those up and coming Xhosa rappers. What I like, dude, when I run into these guys, like when I'm like spending a year not rapping, doing my own thing, they come up like with so much respect, and like, yo, man, don't, hey, brah, what, and all I can do at the time is like, yo, maybe try this, maybe try that, etc., etc. But it's true when they say that the people put you where,
It's very true.
You are, because it's because of them that I'm mentioned in anything to do with Xhosa rap.
Yeah.
And there's an unbelievable humility that they have, and I want them all to win so badly, bro, because they really represent South A.
They do.
And they're really doing it for the music, You know, and these are people you probably see me with. I'm not talking about the whole of Xhosa rap. I don't know everybody in Xhosa rap. But like your D Koalas, your Put Legends, your Bravo LaRue's, your K Kids, your Simulation Raps, your Look At Ups, you know? And they've taken so much, they've taken this and that, and they've owned it, and they're pushing the genre into a new direction, which is, for me, I feel like it's so like avant-garde, you know, and I like that
Avant-garde.
I love that shit. I love that shit. Like
That's
visually and sonically, they're just doing crazy shit, man. You know. Yeah.
That's fire. Shout out to you and what you've done for that. Shout out to Ifani. Shout out to Anati. Shout out to all the youngins that you shouted out. I find the Xhosa rap handle, like that pocket, I find it super cool. I'm a fan of it. I think the Xhosa rap corner knows I'm a fan of theirs. So yeah, that's fire. Let's touch on your love for celebrity women and when that taste level kind of kicked in for you.
What?
Huh?
What?
What do you?
What love for
What?
celebrity women, dog?
You don't have a history.
It's incidental. It's incidental.
Let's speak on these incidents.
No, I just feel like you know, you end up probably like. Are we good? I feel like you probably end up dating people that you're around a lot of the time, or that you have access to. That's it. Yeah.
So it wasn't like a hit list type motion.
No, completely not. I've met people that I probably would have like, you know, this person, and we just didn't click, just didn't get along.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Like you meet someone, you're like, I think maybe, you know, I kind of like this person, whatever, and you chill with the person and like, there's nothing there.
Oh yeah.
You know, it just doesn't come together.
Yeah.
I'm not that person just like, I want to now take it to that list or whatever. It's gotta be.
You don't aim and shoot.
Nah.
You're not.
The thing is, I feel like I'm also like something. Yeah, bro.
What do you mean? Say it in words.
So like, if I shoot, you gotta shoot back.
Yeah, fair. I mean,
for sure.
Facts.
You know,
yeah,
so I'm not coming. No.
Yeah, you're not dying for it.
Nah, bro. Nah, my nigga.
Also, in all the situations, it's always been a mutual, like.
For sure.
We would say, okay, I saw the peep, and then now you threw the peep right back.
Something real, bro.
Yeah.
It's gotta be something real. So, like, that's why I'm like, what do you mean? Because, it's just incidental that, you know.
Come on, how incidental, though? Because also...
Like I just said, it's being in the spaces.
Knowing the catalog,
You know?
it's like, it is also some of, like, the crushes of the country. Like, you've touched a couple crushes. That's... For that to be incidental is crazy. That's like, wow.
It's consistent. With even my even my music career speaks to that.
What do you mean?
Like the people that have been on my songs or have been on songs with are A-listers. You know, because I'm in the spaces and we make music and we connect.
So then it's only right that the girls then become the same caliber of women.
That's just me. That's just how I move.
That's just your.
If I do any
that's
connection,
your style.
whether I do a connection with music, whether I do a connection with film, when we work on a project together, or whether I'm in a relationship with you, it's just literally the reciprocal type of energy, bro.
You just A-list in it.
As an A-list.
That's what reciprocal means. That's what that word means. That's fire.
Where would you expect me to be? Where do you see me?
It's only right, ne?
Where do you see me? How?
And we were laughing earlier off the record about how they tricked me out of my bag. I was also tricked out of that bag. So I did the invert of that. I always was, nah.
Not these A-list Hans.
No matter how much they do it at me, I just, nah. I want to keep it real.
Nah,
And-
but don't you feel like you probably throw away a good thing just because it fits into the A-list chat?
What do you mean?
Like a Han is a Han at the end of the day, whether she's A-list, B-list, C-list, D-list. But you're giving the B-listers a chance, the C-listers, the D-listers. When it comes to the A's, you don't want to hear it.
Somebody's gotta do it, man. Is that what you're
You
saying?
ain't trying to hear the A-list chat. You've been told, A-list down. You know?
So I held it down on the other lists.
Somebody
got to clean up.
inside, giving the chance, going in.
Going crazy.
Somebody got to clean up the mud,
You know?
Played
And I ain't
myself.
gonna lie, not all my girls have been A-list girls. I've dated like non-celebrity hunts. You know, I've been in long ass relationships with them, like for real.
Like one or two.
Serious ones though, right?
Yeah.
And even more serious than some of these other ones, right?
Respectfully.
For sure. But
Respectfully,
but
celebrity hunts.
the only thing that, you know, made it not last, it was on the same principle of it existing in the first place. You know, it's not about that, right? It's about the human being. And just because you guys are both A-list doesn't mean that you guys are gonna get married for the rest of your lives or gonna be dating for the rest of your lives or you're gonna have a good time all the time.
Yeah.
You know? As A-listers. The A-list thing in a real relationship means absolutely
means nothing. It's still just
you
two
know what?
people.
It's actually even better because now when you're in public, you know what's the vibe. You don't have
Hey, you don't have to
to be out of pocket just to be a little bit real.
just to.
Oh no. You know?
Yo,
You guys both know
Slow it down,
there's
yeah.
heat this side. Let's
slow it down.
pull up this side, you know? For sure.
Nah, that's fine.
So it's fun, man. I think the people that I've dated have generally been genuinely really good people.
people.
Really good people, bro.
Do you believe in what Mac G preaches
In terms of
about it girls and them not being for an eternity?
nah, I don't believe that.
You think it's Kevin?
Nah, I think it's
You
cap.
think it's possible?
I think it speaks on what we've just spoken about, actually.
Uh-huh.
And that's why
Expand
it's
on it.
cap because if you're gonna say an it girl, you know, you are assigning a personality to her, you're assigning a train of thought, a behavior to her, whatever, you know. And I don't think it's you know, it's one size fits all type of thing. So the it girl thing that's where I disagree. Like I don't know, I don't know what the traditional it girl is.
Oh, because there's no like.
Yeah.
So you're saying that because obviously when he says it girl, we know what he's talking about. Talking about like the popular girls and what. So you're saying they differ, they themselves. They are not the
they
same.
Do. They do. Same like real niggas. Real niggas differ too.
Not every real nigga is the same type real
They don't
nigga.
have the same mantras or whatever. Let me tell you, I've had some really dope conversations with like Cooley, you know. I've had some really dope conversations with like KO, you know. And these people live under the umbrellas of this A-list thing you're talking about, right? But what I've found, the more I've spoken to them, and I've known them for years, right? But now that I'm also like a bit older and they're the last remaining people I can reach out to ask a couple things or get a better perspective, I just realized that these are actually just human beings, bro.
It's just guys.
And everyone is just doing the best that they can, you know. And now
Facts.
we put them, we say, yo, at least what, or what, or it can, and what.
And it's just a
That has
person.
nothing to do with anything, bro. Nothing to do with anything. Like there's an asshole fucking A-lister
Yes. Thank you.
roaming the streets,
Yeah.
doing amazing. People think that guy or that girl is the sweetest who. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, it's more like a Lizzo situation. Lizzo. What's
Yeah,
that
the
girl name?
Lizzo thing was
You
crazy.
understand?
Yeah.
You understand? And you wouldn't attribute that to someone
To that brand.
who is so wholesome and everybody for everybody, right? So this thing is about human beings, and like you said, my
Facts.
brand is a clean-cut guy. I'm telling you now, not that clean.
Not all that
You
clean.
know, like I have my own, things and whatever.
Especially with the baddies love. Like, that kind of exposes that if you love baddies the way that you do, you're not all that wholesome.
I must be a really good guy. I must be a really good. If I can see like good in everybody, I must be a really good guy.
I like that. I like how you put that. And which is true too.
Let me tell you something. I've never met someone and forced them to be good. You know?
Yeah, the baddies
I
like that.
gravitate towards really like good human beings, bro, who like how they treat their friends. I'm not worried about what you did on Instagram and on the show at what, and then you did this. I'm worried about how you treat your friends, how you treat your family, how you treat the people that you actually care about.
That's fine.
How often you speak to your relationship with them, And I've found so much of that, in people where it's like, oh, don't go there.
That's true. And a lot of the times, usually in the don't go there people is where you find like gems somehow. Somewhat.
And also, I don't know, Mr. Don't Go There might have been coming back from being told to fuck off.
To even say,
Oh, don't go. Because I've been trying, I've been...
He has his own youngs.
That's what you find. Like, if someone, usually, if someone can go out publicly to go and say this person is a this and this and this and this and that, is because of a personal experience.
There's something there, yeah.
There's definitely always a personal experience. No, man, last year, that ndisazama ukuthi akandiphendula okanye yabo. There's always
Facts.
that chat.
Facts.
And like for me, it's just that's not advice I take. I don't take advice about people from other people. I don't.
In general,
I
man.
go there, I find out myself.
True.
With that. With niggas.
Same.
With niggas.
Same.
Yeah.
In everything that your life has been, and as crazy as it has been, in its highs and its lows, and throughout, like everything, did you ever expect to lose a friend to assassination?
Bro, what?
Like
Not a
to get
chance.
a call that your friend has just been shot in the streets
when
somewhere.
I got the call and like, no, I've just been shot, whatever. I was relieved. I was like, oof, it's definitely not Forbes.
Right? That's how it
Got
feels.
shot. Nah, oof.
It's like, nah, that doesn't even make sense. When you hear the sentence,
No, don't worry. Let me call so and so. Relax. I'll call you back. Let me, Hey. And then to get that confirmation, I would have hoped not in this lifetime, to be honest. I would have hoped, or I don't know what we're supposed to learn from it, to be honest. I still, maybe, like, I ask myself, like, okay, it happened, cool, and when something bad happens to me, I always, like, okay, when I'm done with the pain of it, I always, like, okay, cool. I go looking for the joy, I go looking for the energy, kind of like I am now, Like, just, okay, now I'm speaking again, dropping a little bit of music or whatever. But I still haven't figured out, like, what the thing to learn is, Because all the things I've thought about, like, they're not worth.
doesn't equate
They're not worth this life. Why would you take this life to just teach me such a mundane thing? You could have taught me over a bottle, or a fight, or an argument, So I think I still have to get there. But it also only landed to me much later, because the week that it happened, I had just come back from my cousin's funeral. you know. And a cousin of mine that I actually need to speak about, Uluto. When we grew up with my cousin, all this art stuff that I'm talking about, and performance, singing, acting, blah, 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 I used to do it with that nigga. Like, we'd stay up late at night. My grandmother would come banging down the door like sleep niggas. We'd be doing performances in that room. We'd be doing scenes of movies. And we literally, like, lived and breathed the arts. Like, he passed away, he had an honors in media studies in UCT, you know? And so I was dealing with that, you know? And also the fact that we hadn't been close at all at the time that it happened. We had drifted apart and we just started like speaking to each other again, you know. He would send me like voice notes and like, Yanga, Jonga, after utatako ufuneka wenze.
I love those type friends.
Ikhona lento ithi sakusendela voice note but ndibhale like a poem uyifake ibeat what, and it's like it literally just reminded me of us growing up. Like, he never saw me as like superstar Yanga Chief. That he dissed me about it all the time, you know. And I'd diss him back, like, you know. I'd come home like with my other cousin, and my other cousin be like, yo, Uyanga uthi ucela icephe. Uyanga akasawazi amacephe aphi kwakhe. Omakhulu wakhe akasawazi amacephe ahlala phambi kwakhe. Ah, jonga kaloku jonga lutho. Ndihamba no Yanga Chief. Relax. So like our relationship had like, you know, become that, and we were like comfortable with like what we had achieved and not achieved in our lives, and we just were starting to come back to each other, and then boom, gone.
Damn.
You know? And while I was dealing with that, I remember the homies were around like a couple days before, like just to check on me. Like, I came back from the funeral, so everyone just came to the crib, blah, blah, blah. So I was still like, yo, that guy. And I remember when I came back, maybe like before I left, it was Keenan's birthday, 28th of Jan, before I left. And I think I just found out a day or two before that my cousin had passed. And I called Keenan and I said, yeah, pa, where you at? What's going on? No, I'm at the crib, blah, blah, blah. Tonight we're doing drama and then we're doing Montana. You know, it was his birthday run, you know. Asking me how I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. My cousin just passed. And he cut the convo same time. Like, yo, pa, where you at right now? No, I'm at the crib. No, pull up to the crib. And we sat, bro. Like I said this in the speech, I think, in the memorial. And we prayed about it.
Which was impeccable, by the way.
Yeah. And we prayed about it. So to come back and then like, bro.
That's defeated.
You know? Because also like you come back from that and you're like, yo, you know what, Forbes? I'm finna. Help me down. You still want to have those chats, you know? Still want to actually lock in with the boy.
And really dig in.
You know? Especially on the religious level, on the God level.
Which he had become strong on.
You know? I still wanted to tap into that. I was curious because it helped me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I've always been good with God, but like to see how close he was, you know, to be able to whip out a prayer in that moment, you know, I wanted to tap in, and then, you know, it was over. It was really like a wrap, you know.
That doesn't bring any comfort to the idea of it being a wrap, knowing that at least that's the position he was in. With God, at least?
It does. You know, I'm happy that he was that close to God when it happened. But it doesn't make it feel better.
Nothing can.
It doesn't make it feel like... Agna at least... Go at least up. You know?
That's true.
It's just whack. Just whack, bro. Like, I don't know if there's anything I've done in my life that would warrant me not to live anymore. And I don't know if there's anything any of my niggas have done in their lives
That's what made that
that's
so
like
shocking.
beyond repair.
It's
I
like
don't know.
someone's gonna kill you.
I don't know, bro.
I don't expect any of my guys to get killed. Like that was a crazy call. That call didn't make any sense.
I don't know. We've spoken about it and we've seen it in the States and all that stuff, but it's just whack.
Yeah, it's not the same when it happens. And whack is the actual word. I remember that's the word. I said that word like 10 times before I started crying because I think that's when it was starting to hit me. I was like, yo, this is so whack. I'm like, this is whack. And my girl kept saying, excuse me. I'm like, nah, but that's whack. It's like,
Bro.
why would... I'm like, why? Because it was kicking. I'm like, yo, this is real life. I'm like, I just got this call. This is really happening. And now it's like sinking in. And like people are calling me now. Like, yo, damn. I'm like, fuck, this is really happening. And I was like, oh, damn. That's when the whack word came in. And I was just like, wow. And I just bawled out for like 30 minutes. And then like, damn.
Also, like, it's just... So now we're supposed to do what? You know?
Then there's that part.
Fuck are we supposed to do? You
Then
know?
there's that part.
Because I would have, let me tell you something. I've been having the time of my life watching Keenan push this fucking album.
Watching him go crazy.
Yo!
That's been some of the
I
best
would've
part
had the
of
time
this
of my
last
life, bro.
decade. Is witnessing Forbes.
And it was a different one. Different Forbes. Like, without the extra bullshit stuff. You know?
Yeah, the new one, after the fuck shit.
It was like clean. Yeah, but this one was very... Yeah, this one was gonna be tricky. This one was gonna be extra, bro. And that just sucks, cause fuck, you know. I was watching this Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, and they show Arnold Schwarzenegger like on Netflix. They show him like becoming an actor, how he was reading, and like when he met up with David Cameron, you know, and like was telling David Cameron like who this Terminator character should be. He wasn't trying to be that character.
Yeah.
And like he was talking about, no, he must almost move robotic, you know, blah, 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 blah. He mustn't say much and blah, blah, you know. And David Cameron was like, why don't you be the guy?
Since you know him so well.
And he's like, no, it's not for me. He thought about it a couple of days. James Cameron said, yeah, think about it. A couple of days, you know. And he came back, he's like, okay, let me do this Terminator thing. And the one thing they said is that Arnold Schwarzenegger realized that it's 50% the art and the craft and 50% the promotion. Then they showed him everywhere across the country promoting this thing as this giant, big guy, robot, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that Keenan understood that better than anybody. Keenan, he'd make the song and it would be a hit. Like he'd make it almost knowing that when I'm promoting at this level, I need the song to still be kicking. So let me add a little. Let me take out this verse. Let me replace this verse with somebody else. You know? Because he is going to promote this thing. He is going to wear this thing for the next 6 months. Whereas everybody else involved or like the feature guy is just going to do a 1-month promo and he's going to move on to his own songs. You know? So, we've lost so many things, so many gems.
So many, because Ricky was similar. He also went the extra mile. He also somebody that goes the extra mile. Super extra mile. Who do we still have who goes the extra mile
Let me
now?
tell you something. I think that we are the greatest hip-hop generation.
I concur.
Us.
I concur.
This is after the Squatter Camp era. And then there's like the Questa, a.k.a. Casper era that we're a part of.
Yeah.
So far, we are the greatest hip-hop generation. We have everything. We have the utmost success, glory, what, drama, what, and even deaths. Even the niggas before our generation, they passed away in our time. You know?
For our story.
In our hip-hop story. These are the people that we lost. And these are the people that came up. These are the what. So far, it's 40 years, guys. Like, in 20, 30 years, maybe the next generation will have eclipsed us. But so far as things go,
that's how it stands, and I
we're part
agree
of the
completely.
greatest generation.
So we are the golden golden era of hip hop, ne? In SA. I think I can close this chap like that. How do you feel?
For sure.
To being the golden era.
For now.
For now. Until next time.
Till next time, bro.
Chopping It with Bhuda T, the chief, ladies and gentlemen.
Respectfully.
Fire landing, no?
Nice one, bro.
Oh, what a fire chop. Thank you, sir.